Hello, this is a update and it's going to be me talking here. I won't present any text or pictures or anything. It's just me talking, so you can just listen to the audio if that's what you want. Yes, so what I realized is that perfectionism is really something present for many business owners, solopreneurs, people that are starting out their business. And especially if you are highly educated and come from a corporate background, you can suffer from this. Anyone can suffer from perfectionism, and there's a lot of, let's say, misconceptions or beliefs about perfectionism. For example, that it's automatically something bad, which it isn't, because that's just our valuation of certain words, and in this case perfectionism. What I have noticed and reacted to is that we have certain words that are popular in our society, and there's so much valuation in them. Firstly, I recognize myself as having perfectionistic tendencies, and it's in my personality, and it also works. It's a strength for me, and it's also, let's say, a challenge. When your life changes, you realize things or situations that are like more challenging for you, because now you have less time to spend on certain things when other things are needing your attention. And that's what it is about, also to develop in life. You get to new levels, and your life, according to your age, there are like different things going on, things that take up your time. You are not alone anymore. You can't be so selfish in a way. You need to take care of others, especially if you have a family like I have now. I have a daughter that she's now soon 1.5 years old, and of course that changes things. And one of the things that a perfectionistic tendencies is that when your life changes, you still want to keep on doing what you already have been doing. You want to carry on, live your life exactly the same way, do the things your way. And then you just try to stick with it and do all other things on top of that, and which is not really healthy, and it doesn't always work. So there's many things that can happen then in your life because of that. That example, you procrastinate, you just, if you have that you want to do something really really well, and what could it be, like, for example, that you need to go through your mail or paper mail, or you just need to organize something, and then when you have less time, you just say, I will do it later. I will still do it, but I will do it later sometimes. And then you have tens of many things that just you push forward and just say, I will do it later, and you never do it because there's other things that needs your time and attention, which are prioritized. But you still hope that someday you will do those things, and then that's not really good if it's a problem. And the thing is that it's not always a problem. That's why I strongly believe that perfectionism is not in itself something bad. It's not, and you don't need to put a label on yourself that I'm a perfectionist if you don't want to. It's like because you can get stuck. It's like you have to recognize in which areas do I have the most difficult to be, let's say, flexible, where am I really strict. And in this video I will talk a little bit more about perfectionism. It's like an introduction to it, and if you want to know more, you can join my community on School, which is called the Modern Viking Mindset. It's about everything about how you should be as a business owner, because it's about people that want to start and or grow their business, either as a coach, consultant, agency type of business, you want to help other people. That's what it is about, and with a service. So it's like you take your skills and make it into a profitable business. So my name is Torbjörn Strand, and I'm from TS Coaching, and I have this community on school.com. I believe you need to start with like the mindset thing, the attitude, the beliefs, and plan good and make a good offer, everything before you go into doing the actual thing. If you do it on your own, it's always good to understand the background, the foundations. People that have tried for a long time and haven't really proceeded, they would they need some. You need some help to go to the next level, so you can start earning enough start earning 0 to 10K revenue for your business. When you're in that phase, then this community is for you. So then about perfectionism, like some introduction. I read an article about it, and also reading a book about it now, and I'll have another book that I will maybe not read the whole book, but some parts of it, because it's really about mindset and perfectionism are so close together, and mindset based on Carl Dweck's theory about the dynamic and static mindset. And also, for example, if you believe that I have a dynamic mindset, it's like completely dynamic mindset. It's like it could be true, but it also could be something that a person with a static mindset would say, because a person with static mindset say that it's either or. You either have a static or dynamic mindset. I'm already really good, or I suck at this area of my life. Like, I have a dynamic mindset because that's what everyone wants. It's like you put value in it, and evaluation, and that the dynamic mindset is always the better mindset. And that I have in the introductory mindset lesson. I also ask you there to think, in what situations do I have a dynamic mindset, and what situation do I have a static mindset, and is it always better to have a dynamic mindset in every situation? When could it be a disadvantage to have a dynamic mindset? Because I think that most people seem to get the Carol Dweck's book wrong, like the idea of it, because there's an exercise at the end of the book where you should recognize, in what areas of my life do I have a static mindset? Because the idea is that we still always have some level of static mindset in certain situations in our life or areas. So you can't be like this, have this perfectionistic attitude towards it, and that you are already there and you know everything already, and so forth. So that's really I want to show, because based on my training in mindfulness and meditation, I also done ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy or training, and from there I learned that you shouldn't put valuation in words. You shouldn't thinking either or. You shouldn't think black and white, right and wrong. It's limiting your life instead of experiencing it. You don't need to see that, look at personal development that it's a competition, or that you need to always progress to new levels, so that you count the levels, like you want to measure it somehow, but that's just up to a certain point. It just gets like there's perfectionistic tendencies in doing that. People don't want complicated solutions, or that they would have to think and reflect on things. They just want to have a checklist. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, am I static or dynamic? Okay, then am I one of them? Yeah, good. And then I just keep on doing other things. I will keep on in my life and all that. It's some people are too quick to do that, to go just have a checklist, and other people then are too slow in a way that they get really sucked into it and reflect, and he seems to never get out of it. So some people, that could be for different reasons. But just to balance it, because that's the idea. Is just So then we go into perfectionism. Like you are, when it sometimes it becomes a problem when you have life changes. Yeah. So what then could be missing is like the creative side that you understand. You ask yourself, why am I doing this? Could it be better to do it with less effort and put it out there so that customers can see it, and then they can also co-create. They can be involved in the progress, because it's like if you need to do everything on your own, it's like other people get passive, and you want to include people in the process also. In anything you do, in teamwork, in a company, co-creation is really good way to provide value also. So that everyone feels included and that they can actually have an impact. So what we can divide it is that you have high standards, you have high goals, which is just completely, that's a real big part that you could discuss much about. I don't believe that I would say that we know now. The consensus is that we shouldn't have too high goals, because it's just stupid. They should be somewhat realistic. Because we can perform more than when we believe. Our capacity is more than we believe, but it's not wise to have too high goals and not too low. But it's like a part of the perfectionism is to have really high standards, high goals, and the other part of perfectionism is like the worry and a fear of something. So you can have high standards and low worry, or you can have high worry and somewhat middle or really high standards. It's like you usually don't have high worry and really low standards. That's a part of perfectionism where you are avoiding stuff, but that's not so common that you don't have any high standards. You have then surrendered to something, and that's like quite sad in a way, that if you're in that type of state. Yes. So what we have, like a strive for perfection and completion, that's in a way that's really good. And then which is common for elite athletes, successful business owners. If you don't have the high standards, how can you reach them? How can you be the best of the best? So because you need that, and that's nothing wrong with it, but it's a struggle for you if you have family and all other things in your life. It's a balance. You need it's better if it's balanced. So the other part, if you have high of that, the worry and the fear, that's like it's about thinking and your beliefs. So that's why when we come into treatment of perfectionism, because it's good to get it treated somehow, and you learn more about how it is. Like for me, I've understood now that it's really present and just makes it more difficult for me to proceed as quickly as I would like to. It takes too long. And then you go into cognitive behavioral therapy. It's nothing to be scared of. It's really good exercises, and it's just mostly about being a scientist, looking at your thoughts, what kind of emotions you have in situations, and the behavior. They are connected to each other, and it's not a straight line. That's what we know also today. It's not like thoughts, feelings, behavior in that straight line. that's like old way of thinking that about behavior. Some people like to stay with that idea. It's just a model. We have a different type of models, and they just, what I said, like simple enough so that you understand it, but then like through learning and real like connection to reality, also like part of your personality. Big five, in Big Five theory, there's this trait conscientiousness, and it's divided into two, like orderliness and like productivity. And if you have high of both, but especially orderliness, you want to do things a certain way, you want to put everything in order, and you feel satisfaction from that. Not everyone will have a high level of that trait, and so that's why some people who are not really having perfectionistic tendencies, they don't understand these perfectionists, because like why they feel, why is it so important that everything is in order, and like that or that you follow rules. If everything works and it doesn't have a bad impact on you, it's not a problem, it's nothing you need to treat. But then usually, often with perfectionism, is that it works when you're young, but then you if everything goes well, you have periods in your life where it simply doesn't work anymore because there's too much things to do. When you have children, they need a lot of attention, and if you're stuck in your perfectionistic tendencies, you're very selfish, and don't have time for that, because you want to keep on doing the way you do it, and you can't really like estimate how much time everything will take, because it's like a obsessive compulsory behavior in a way. And then we have like our society also encourage people to be perfectionistic because it's seen as positive and people get rewarded for it. So if you think like what kind of behavior do we reward in life, in competitions and different areas, it's many times something about high standards, performance, perfectionism in a way. We also have seen results that when a team work together and they don't have a commission-based salary, their performance can be even better. A study they did, it was about car sales, I believe. And then of course there are different factors. A certain situation it works, but it's really interesting that you take away the commission and then people you start performing better. So that's really great. So then you shortly about what type of behaviors makes you in the risk of unhealthy perfectionism. First, you have like a black and white view of the world, like that I mentioned that already. You're afraid to fail. And then the second is that your self-esteem and your value is based on performing. So it's not enough just to be, and that's what many needs to learn, to just be. Still, our confidence and our value as humans are to a lot of extent made up of how we perform and how we are valuable to other people. It's like you can't just be. If I'm just a human and my skills, my knowledge is not useful for anyone, how can I like feel that I'm okay? That's not realistic. Like in the real world, we all want to be somehow valuable for the society and or the people around us. If we are just okay like we are, and we know that no one wants my skills, I suck at everything, and all my input is just shit, or like I cannot provide any value to anyone. It's like your self-esteem will be in the bottom. Like that's not realistic. But still, it's about balance, because too much is too much. And then the third one is that you procrastinate. We all understand that a perfectionist doesn't have time to do everything, so that person will say, okay, I will do it later. And then the first one is, which is connected to mindset, that you avoid doing new things. Because you want to do things where you can feel that you succeed, that you can be good, and that is like static mindset. So that it's exactly like that. It's the same. They are the same. And then you are not flexible. So it's like it's so when it's too difficult to reach your levels of fulfillment and like high standards, you are not willing to lower your demands. You still want to reach them, and that was really happened with me when we got our child, and I need to learn that not necessarily that you need to lower your standards and your ambitions, but you need to learn how to reach them with less effort, with less time, working more effectively, and just find out your 80-20. What's my 20% that's really most important, and then just leave the rest. Like a good way is just to have, if you have more than 3 areas in your life that you focus on, that's too much. So you can have like family, business, workout, for example. That's for me what I have currently. And then you just have low levels of everything else. You just leave other parts of your life, because it's a choice. A successful life is about limitations. And then the last one is that you only think that it's temporary, that you find like some ridiculous reason, which is not a real reason why you have this type of situation, why you have so high standards, why it's difficult for you to manage and do everything. So you just say that, okay, it's now because of the holidays. So it's soon going to be Christmas, and then everyone is stressed, and there's so much to do. And then later on, now it's Easter, and now it's some other holiday. Like we have holidays during the year, and then we have it's my personal problems. In my family, there's been so much changes. People pass away around me, and all those things. And then it's like you see those as the reasons why you have difficult right now, instead of just seeing your overall behavior during many years of building up to the situation where you are now is like a recurring pattern. So you are not really willing to take responsibility for it, because it's like perfectionism, like many other areas. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to do something about it. And which is so good is that it's about behavior, and then the behavior is the easiest thing for us to change, that we have somewhat control over. It starts with our thoughts, our beliefs, our like strict and limited views of certain things about us, and it's like we live in this bubble. And in this case, the perfectionistic bubble, that we believe this is how I need to be and behave to feel like somewhat okay. If you have high level of also worry and fear and anxiety, or not necessarily anxiety, but it's more about this worry for being enough. What if I fail? I need to do everything on my own, and that's why it also connects so well with entrepreneurs, because that's one of the biggest reasons why people start their own business. They just want to be independent, do things there on their own. They believe that they can do it better themselves. They also have high ambitions. So it's like there's I don't have any studies about it, but entrepreneurs must be kind of perfectionistic, and not necessarily the worrying part, because you need to people who start their business are also somewhat risk taking, or then there's some other reason why they do it. But so they have high standards, and then, like I said, it's fine your current situation, will not stay the same, because during life events will happen, and then you get to a point in another situation where it doesn't work anymore, or it doesn't work the same way, and then you need to start making changes, and that's what it is about. Yes, so this was quite a long introduction to perfectionism, but it's really at the core of mindset and having a business as a coach and consultant and agency owner, because there are a lot of things you need to do yourself or hire people to do, but can you try, like if you are really perfectionistic, it's going to be difficult to hire people to do things for you. What I see here, more and more people understand and learn in the beginning of starting a business, is that they need to outsource quite quickly. And I still also see people that are really afraid to do it, and they have high need of control, high standards, and also that they have a belief that if I can't do it on my own, I'm not really that good, or almost like I fail if I need to get outside support. That's the reasons for doing it on my own. I need to do it on my own because it costs too much, or people cannot do it as good as I can, and they don't understand me, and I need to teach them, and then they just still don't understand me. So yeah. So check out the community. I will have put the link down here, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.